Hey guys, how you doing? It's me, Alan here, LFC Red Chat, and this is the Comment Show, episode 2. I record it every Wednesday night, available for you Thursday morning, and essentially what this is for is to go through all the comments that have been posted in the past week on my YouTube videos, on Facebook and also on Twitter. And if you use Twitter, make sure you use the hashtag LFCRedChat, and I go in there and I find them, I dig them up, and we use this video to promote yourselves with your Twitter handles, and for you to gain some followers and all the rest of it. If they agree with your opinions, they're more likely to follow you. If they don't, they don't. It's your opinion, it's up to you guys. But I just answer your comments, add in my own little bit, and we see how it goes. This is going to be a full episode, so it's going to be at least 30 minutes plus. So if you want to, you can pause the video right now, go get yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, Dr. Pepper. That's what I'm drinking tonight, because I left my teacup in here from the last week's video. I think I actually used it a couple of videos before, and I was thinking about this video, getting prepared for it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to have a cup of tea while we do it. Then I opened it up and I smelled inside, and oh my god, is this something died? So that is getting disinfected at the moment. So that's why I'm on the Doctor of the Pepper variety. What's the worst that could happen, right? So we're going to go through the comments from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. If you want to, for next week's video, make sure you comment down below. There's going to be, now that Liverpool are out of the Champions League, it opens up a little bit of time for me to go back to writing some articles. Really want to get back into that, because I really want to be a journalist in some fashion. So I really want to improve the way that I write, so I really need to get back into that. Also, there's going to be more videos, because I want to improve how I come across and how I talk, because I really would love to have a job in the radio talking sports all day. And that little segue brings us into Liverpool Room. I'm going to be on their podcast directly after the Man United game on Sunday, so make sure you listen out for that. I'm going to make sure it's going to be all over my Twitter page, all over Facebook and everything, so I'll be on there introducing myself to the new site as a writer, adding on contributions to that and talking about the game afterwards, so make sure you look out for that as well. And in the meantime, you can look them up, liverpoolroom.com. You can also find them on Twitter at liverpoolroom, and Facebook under the same name. So guys, let's get started into the comments. Like I did last week, we're going to start them in reverse order. So some of the comments, because of how many games that we play and how fluid the Liverpool situation is, by the time we get to this video, some of the comments may seem a little bit redundant. But I also think it's nice to look back and think, where we were last week and what we were thinking at that point. So it's nice to do that as well. So let's get it started off. We'll start on YouTube, we'll go on to Twitter, and I don't think there was any comments on Facebook. I only have 66 likes on there, not compared to the 90 subscribers on YouTube. They are very active, because I think one video is up to 19 comments has got on there. So I love you guys for posting on here, being involved and stuff. That it's great fun to be able to comment back to you all day long. And on Twitter, I think I'm over 500 something followers. How many of them are fake, I don't know, but I have a good chat on there as well with a couple of guys. So everybody will get their shout outs, everybody will get their name read. Also, if you're doing the YouTube comments, make sure you put in your Twitter handle if you want that read out as well, right at the start of your comment, because I'll do that for you. I'd have no problem at all. Also gets me to link up who's talking to me and stuff like that. But let's get into the comments. Good one here from Brijesh Patel. Hey, I was just wondering, if Lucas was resting in the centre defensive spot, who would be the best replacement? For me, definitely Emre Can. Emre Can or Joe Allen as a replacement in the centre defensive midfield role. I would not put Gerrard anywhere close to being back into that part. He tried it. Didn't work, because Lucas does it a lot better, Joe Allen does it a lot better, Emre Can do it better than Gerrard. So for me, I like Gerrard further up, acting as a second striker. and it's where he prefers to be, and it's where he suits better. He's better in that spot. Next one, David Davies, a good bit of banter with a Chelsea fan. His first comment was 0-0 at home to Sunderland. Outstanding result for you numpties. Lol. Chelsea, well done Newcastle United today. It's an interesting one from David Davies because Chelsea also drew 0-0 with Sunderland. Away it was, but still it's still 0-0 with Sunderland. But there's a good bit of banter on there. I'm not going to read any more of the back and forth with it because it's nothing really pertaining to Liverpool. But if you want to go and look on there, add a little bit to it, back me up, put me down, who cares? It's a good bit of banter. He doesn't mean any harm by it. Okay. Now, I know you are a subscriber, but I do not know how to pronounce your name on here. LOKJOGIOJOJGI. I don't know. Comments down below, were you struggling for like a username and you just hit across the keyboard? Or am I really severely mispronouncing that, and I don't know how to say it. But, let's see your comment. Where do you think Liverpool will finish? Also, where do you think Arsenal and United will finish? I think United will finish third. I think they've turned the corner in their season. I think because of the lack of League Cup games, Champions League games, Europa League games for Man United, Louis van Gaal has had a free run to really organise that team the way he wants. They are strife with injuries at the moment. I can't get any of the players on the pitch really. But I think they'll finish third. I think Arsenal and Liverpool will fight it out for fourth. I don't think Tottenham, they'll maybe sniff around until the end. But I think as soon as Liverpool gets Sturridge back, I think we really will turn a corner and go on to win a couple more games than what we would expect at the moment. So any Liverpool fan that's thinking, top four is out of the question, I think we'll at least fight for it. I think Everton might be in there in the mix as well. I think Sunderland will probably be close to it, but I think they'll fade away. And so will West Ham. West Ham will fade away quick over this period. Over the Boxing Day, January period, I think they'll fade away real quick. Reece Oscar. Okay, so here's a good one. Here's a good long one. Let's see. Show more. No, that's not what I want to see. Here we go. Okay. Reece Oscar. Brendan Rodgers needs to be sacked. It's deluded fans like you, me, that stop our club moving forward because you settle for mediocrity. Brendan Rodgers is a championship manager who has nothing on his CV. He has never won anything. He is a manager who is scared to drop Glenn Johnson even though Johnson is shit. It's pathetic. In the space of a few months we have gone from Suarez to Lambert. Do you know how pathetic that is? Under Rafa Benitez we used to compete and we were consistent, and Rafa used to get the better of Jose Mourinho in those big Champions League nights, remember? We need to bring in a manager who has won things and has a good CV and good experience, and someone who is not a yes man. Pathetic Brendan Rodgers and his backroom staff have no right to be at Liverpool. I bet Rodgers thought he had won the lottery when he got the Liverpool job. So that's a good long one. A lot of points in there. First of all, I don't think in any fashion I'm deluded as a fan. I think I know when to criticise what is out there and what's different, and what this ownership is going to accept from a manager. I do know that Reece Oscar in our chats. Let's see, get out of this part. We'll go into. He had a couple more. I asked him, who, if you were to sack Brendan Rodgers, who would you have? And he said Rafa. Now for that, Rafa, and if you want, you can sit down for this. Rafa is never coming back to this club. No matter how much he says that he wants to, he has unfinished business. Rafa is never coming back to this club as long as FSG is the owners. And you can back me in that one. Because Rafa is not a yes man. Rafa wants all the power. He wants to control who he buys and who he doesn't buy. Why would he come back to a club where he had all the power and who he wanted, and for not for how much, because that's up above him, but all he wanted, the way they wanted to train, the way they wanted to play, the players that he brought in, the players that he wanted. He wasn't a yes man to anyone. He wasn't a mug to anybody. So that's never going to happen under FSG. Rafa, he wants to come back, but not under this current ownership. When FSG sell, and they will sell eventually, when they sell is when Rafa would come back and finish his unfinished business. So yeah, very nice comment, Reese. I know you have a couple more comments coming up, so stay tuned for them. Anish Tiwari, what do you think of our chances getting any quality strikers in January transfer window? I think I heard that Brendan said somewhere that he isn't looking to buy more. Well, he has to sell before he can buy. He has to get rid of Barini before he can buy anything, because if you're a regular to the channel, we are overloading that position if you were to bring someone in. You've got Origi coming next summer. Balotelli you signed this year. Lambert you signed this year. Sturridge you have on the books. And then Barini, then you want to add a sixth player onto that. It's not going to work. You need to leave, and you need to get rid of Barini. Barini does look as if he might still have that chance to go to Sunderland. And get out from under Brendan, because Brendan doesn't want to play him. It's clear now. It's been clear all season. Brendan, he's not even. I heard that he's not even training with the Liverpool squad at the moment. He's isolated from him, so he's pretty much told you're going in January. So chances of getting a quality striker, I don't know who's out there. I know who's out there that fits the FSC mantra, being young and sellable, and you can make more money off them later on. I don't know. There's a lot of rumours about the boy from Porto. Maybe him, because there's been a lot of good rumours about him. A lot of not Daily Star sort of reports about that boy. You hear things about Benzema, but how Benzema plays almost every game for Real Madrid. He's the main man there. As far as strikers, he's got Ronaldo and Bale and everything, but that's cushy. You're winning games, you're winning medals, you got everything there. I don't know the chances of getting a good one. But the chances of getting a good one in the summer, it's still the same. Nothing's really changing that. There's no real world class strikers out there at the moment that are looking to move on, that are at a smaller club and need to move on from that. I don't think. If you do think so, make sure you comment down below, and we'll address that in the next one, and I'll answer back to your comment as well. But if you have any ideas, comments down below. I don't think there's too many out there. You think maybe Huntelaar or something like that, but he's older, so he doesn't really fit FSG. Can't really sell him on. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. There's the boy out in France. I can't remember who he plays for, but you all know him. You all know him better than I do. I don't follow the rumours too much, because you get your hopes up too much, and then you never see the players. So, this is Reese Oscar. I commented on your Sunderland review very much. Still haven't made a review of my Sunderland comment, and I apologise for that, Reese. What I was doing was I was writing down, making sure that I got all these comments together, and in that I must have forgot to comment back to a couple of comments, so I'm sorry for that. Let's see, but I hope we lose this game, because Brendan Rodgers definitely gets sacked, and I hope that happens. This was for the Basel game, so we drew. Do you seriously think we can do anything if we get through to the last 16? We'll get battered by Bayern, Real, Atletico or Barca. I don't want that embarrassment. If we had Rafa in charge, we would be competing, but we have a manager in Rodgers who's a championship manager, has nothing on his CV, has no clue how to manage in the Champions League. Other Champions League managers must be laughing at Liverpool, thinking Liverpool are a big club but I have a Championship manager who has nothing on his CV. So I hope we lose and Brendan Rodgers finally gets sacked because it will benefit us in the long term. So as a Liverpool fan, I never hope that we lose to get any outcome that I want. But that's me, that's my opinion, and Reese is more than entitled to his opinion. I commented back to it, and it was an interesting thing that I commented back to it. Me being from Scotland, I still keep in touch with Scottish football a lot, and there is a podcast out there, Clyde One Super Scoreboard. It's a radio phone-in for 2 hours where people call in and talk about the SFPL up there in Scotland and Celtic in the Champions League or Europa League and stuff like that. And there's a guy on there, he's called Andy, he's a bit of a wanker. Because he goes on there and he doesn't like the Scotland squad and he bashes them all the time, even though Scotland are actually doing pretty well for now. But he goes on there and he talks about Celtic as a Celtic fan. And this was way back at the start of the season when Celtic were trying to qualify for the Champions League. He said that, and if you didn't know, Celtic got knocked out of the Champions League by, who was it, Legia? Got knocked out by Legia. Legia actually played a player who wasn't properly registered. He had a red card in a couple of matches before. Thought that he served the suspension, but he didn't because of the paperwork. Blah, 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 blah. Celtic get back in the competition, so then they get knocked out again by, who was it, Maribor, who eventually ended up in Chelsea's group. So they were knocked out of the competition twice. But Andy, in the build-up to this, said that he did not want to get into the Champions League. He did not want to be embarrassed by the higher quality clubs that would be there, and he thought Celtic would get beat 6-0, 7-0 and all the rest of it. So he didn't want to get embarrassed by that. He would rather have dropped into Europa League and be more on their level. So I told him that story and stuff like that, and I thought his views were very similar to Andy from Scotland. But for me, I don't think we would have been embarrassed as much at getting beat by Barca, Bayern, and whoever by a couple of goals, as much as we've been embarrassed by not getting out of this group. Every Liverpool fan saw, when we saw this group, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Basel, Ludogorets, we thought, who the fuck are Ludogorets, first of all? Basel, that's okay, they'll be third, we're definitely second, we'll move on out of this group and be okay. Everybody thought that, everybody in the dog thought that. But it didn't happen, and we struggled in the group. We only beat Ludogorets 2-1 at home, drew 2-2 away. We never beat Basel. We didn't even try mostly against Real Madrid. So to say that we would have been embarrassed getting into the last 16, I think we'd be more embarrassed by being knocked out of the group stage than anything else. Okay, phone, come on, keep up with me, phone. Tonino Balloni. Yeah, Balloni. Okay, here we go. It was a cert Liverpool were going to get knocked out. So he's talking about Basel again. Playing shocking football and no confidence. Man United not playing well, but have a manager who knows how to squeak out results when you're not playing well either. Better off Buck Rodgers. I don't know what Buck Rodgers is. He trying? Did he miss the B? F? Fuck Rodgers. I don't know. I don't get the Buck Rodgers bit, but I get his point, saying Louis van Gaal has a little bit more of a clue than Brendan Rodgers. It's a difficult one to comment on that one. I know what he means about Man United because it looks as if they've turned the corner a little bit, and it's disheartening to see that because Liverpool look as if they're still looking at the corner and trying to turn it. To say people watch my videos, review videos, and all the rest of it when I really put in some comments. Know that I am not for sacking Brendan Rodgers because I don't see who else you're gonna replace him with. First of all, who's available? People will bring up Rafa. He's not going to come back to FSG. Simeone, he's not going to come to Liverpool because he's not going to be a yes man, and neither is Klopp, he's not going to be yes man either under FSG. So you're going to get someone of Brendan Rodgers' calibre again, someone who is a lower club in England somewhere, or a lower club in France, or a lower club in Spain, who's going to jump at the chance to be a Liverpool manager. And you're going to have the same experience, the same knowledge, a little bit different playing style, same players are going to be brought in because it's by the committee, and then it goes to air for the prices. So, you look at that and you say, okay, we're playing shocking football with no confidence. Yeah, it's true. There is no confidence in that team. I went over that in the Basel review video if you want to see that. But I mean, who are you going to replace him with though? So we're fucked if we do. If we do sack him and bring in some other numpty, we're fucked if we don't. At the moment until Sturridge comes back and Balotelli come back, and hopefully the glimmer that we had at that Tottenham away 3-0 win, we might actually see that a little bit more in the new year. But yeah, who do you replace him with? Comments down below. Who do we replace Brendan Rodgers with if he does get sacked? And at the moment, he doesn't look as if he's anywhere close to it. There's pressure building on him, but I don't see the board sacking him right now. Anish Tiwari, he's back on again. BR has no clue. His records in crunch games is pathetic. Playing Enrique, Joe Allen and no Barini when you want to score a goal, and goes all out attack when we need just the draw versus Chelsea last year. Why doesn't Barini play? What's up with that? Why doesn't he play? It's between Barini and Rodgers. I don't think I've read or found out a convincing argument. They've had a falling out somewhere. Barini, I heard, isn't even training with the squad at the moment. So I don't know. They've just had a bust up, and Brendan Rodgers is cutting off his nose to spite his face, really, because the last couple of games he hasn't had a striker on the bench, and you've got Lambert on there. Lambert needs to come off. You know what I mean? Not that he needs to be benched, but he needs to come off at some part of the game. He can't handle that much. Now with Jose Enrique, you're talking about playing Enrique, Joe Allen, no Barini. He plays favourites with that, and he does. I think it's clear to see, and I said it in the review video of Basel, it's clear to see that he plays favourites, and it's annoying, it's pathetic. Enrique should never have been anywhere close to that Basel game. Johnson is a favourite, Joe Allen is a favourite, Skirtle to some extent is a favourite, Gerrard is a favourite, Henderson's a favourite, Coutinho, he's so with Coutinho. Coutinho's in the team, he's out of the team. Sterling plays himself into the team. You can't take the boy out, really. He plays favourites, and he does, and it's poor. Let's go on. The Tree Scouser. Now the Tree Scouser, he does videos like myself, so make sure after this video you go on, you search for his videos. He has a different little viewpoints to me. Our videos aren't all the same, our views aren't all the same, so it's good to get a different little opinion every now and again. But let's see what he had to say. So he's the Tree Scouser, at the Tree Scouser, if you're going to find him on Twitter, and also the same name for YouTube. And he's from Arizona. Well, he's not from Arizona, but he's out there in Arizona. Defo agree on pretty much everything on the match. I expect us to go out guns blazing, but I was vastly underwhelmed. Didn't think Lovren and Scott performed badly, considering the kind of stupid goals that were given away, that we have. I'm guessing he means in the season that we have been given away. Biggest question mark for me by far was the lack of striker on the bench. Barini, you mentioned Bias and Rodgers, and I really can't help but feel there's something going on between the two. So we picked up on that already. There's been a rift somewhere. For for the game, I don't think Scotland and Lovren actually played that bad together. But yeah, it was what it was. I'm pretty sure there was another one from. Am I missing it? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. So Samuel Haddon. This is his comment. I agree completely. We are really missing the players that are proud to play for Liverpool. So this was in relation to my comments that I said during the Basel game that I thought that, apart from Gerrard, possibly Sterling, there's no one there that really knows what Liverpool's all about at the moment. Yeah, it was evident to see during that game. They just don't get it. They don't get it. Players that are proud to play for the club: Carragher, Agger, Cout, and Reina, for example, and there are more. I'm not suggesting these specific players should be in the team, just missing that leadership from all around the pitch. Gerrard is, like you said, the only one there. Now out of them, I would bring Agger back in an instant, and Pepe as well. Pepe, I was very much against getting rid of Pepe. I thought it was far too early to get rid of Pepe. I thought he was still doing well. He had his blunder every now and again, but I thought he was still fine. But yeah, I said it at length in the Basel video, so if you want to go see that, that was my raw emotion at that. Just there's nobody there. If you were to pick up the paper in January and go, oh look, Skirtle's been sold. Yeah, okay. Johnson's been sold. Okay. Now if you were to look up and you go, Gerrard was sold, oh for fuck's sake, are you serious? Agger's been sold, oh for fuck's sake. Carragher's retired. Pepe Reina's been sold, oh fucking hell. That's your reaction to that. But the rest of them, you just, who cares? The same way they feel about the club. I feel. Who cares? It's Liverpool, yes. They come in and they all say the same. Oh, it's a big club, it's a great honour to play for it and all the rest of it. Well, it doesn't show on the pitch that you think that. It really doesn't. Let's see. Ashton Smith. Such a disappointing result. I moved over to Australia a few years ago and I managed to watch most of the games live, the important ones. Even with work, most of the games are late ones starting around 1 to 3 AM. This season is killing me. I don't understand why Brendan is making ridiculous calls. I really want him to exceed in his position and do well for the club. Hopefully the transfer committee is taking out the club soon. Agreed with all your points. Good vid, Al. Thank you very much, Ashton. Ashton. I agree with you. I don't understand what Rodgers is doing at times. I've even went as far as, normally in the preview video I'll give you a suggestion of the team that I think is going to play, but he's so fucking up and down about that nowadays that I don't even know anymore. I don't know, you can't even call it who's going to be in, who's going to be out. Moreno's in, Jose Enrique's in, which side Johnson's going to play. He fiddles around with that back four so much, it's ridiculous. And I too want him to exceed in his position. I want him to do well. I want whoever comes into Liverpool to do well, but he's having a brain fart at the moment. I don't know what he's doing at the club. I hope he can turn it around. So let's get into Reece again. Reece Oscar. So at the bottom of this, he's got what he thinks the team should be. So let's hear it. How can us Liverpool fans stand by a manager who is scared to drop players and favours players? I mean, Joe Allen, Glenn Johnson should not be anywhere near the team. Martin Skrtel needs to be dropped as well. He has no communication with anyone. Also, Jordan Henderson has been woeful this season, but he seems to start every game. We can't have a manager that does not do what's right for the team and is scared to drop deadwood players. Brendan Rodgers needs to be sacked! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Reply to me. our best team. Okay, so you can reply to him, Reese Oscar, if you want to add them in the Google Plus stuff, plus Reese space Oscar. So what do you guys think of this team? Comments down below for this. So his team would partake. He's got a new goalkeeper. So somebody, anybody he feels. Back four of Manquillo, Lovren, Sacco, Moreno. In front of them, Emre Can and Lucas playing together. Three in front of them, Sterling, Markovic, Coutinho. And then up front, by himself, Sturridge. Now I replied back to Reese. And I said that it was pretty much the lineup, not pretty much, but the three midfielders that he said there, Markovic, Coutinho and Sterling, was similar in the way that we set up against Sunderland. That we had Lallana, Coutinho and Sterling, and for me I felt that it's a little bit lightweight. Now Reese went on to say that he thinks it's similar to the way that Chelsea and Real Madrid play, and it's true, it is similar. You have playmaking midfielders that do a lot of stuff in there, but I think that Coutinho and Sterling specifically are too lightweight. They get pushed around too much in that part of the midfield, and we didn't dominate at all in the midfield against Sunderland. We got the ball taken off us very easily and had to chase the game for the most of the first half because you didn't have anybody commanding in there, nobody really making tackles. Sterling and Coutinho don't really make tackles. They'll chase after the ball, but they don't really make tackles. They don't affect any of the big centre backs, right backs, left backs, and anything like that. They don't do that. With Chelsea, you have Hazard, who can muck about with a right back or a left back. You've got Willian who can do that, and you've got Oscar. Not so much. He's a little bit lightweight himself, but he's got 2 out of 3 that can do that. Real Madrid, when you're talking about Real Madrid, total opposite. You've got Cruz in there that can definitely handle himself. Ronaldo's a big boy. Gareth Bale's getting bigger and bigger by the day, it seems like. So they can really knock it about and dominate centre backs and right and left backs a lot better than what Sterling and Coutinho did. So we talked about that at length for a while. If you want to see exactly what we said, you can go ahead and look at it. He was commenting on the Basel video, Reese Oscar, have a look at that. So the last 3 comments go to my man Chrissy Kennedy. Sorry Chrissy that I haven't yet written back my reply. I was just saving them for the video so you can get it fresh. So let's see what you had to say. Fantastic video, Alan. I agree with you 100%, to be honest. Thank you very much, Chrissy. I've said this 100 times. It really means a lot when someone says that they like the video. It really does. Can't wait for the January transfer window. We really need to be active in it. I think we need a wide number of players such as the goalkeeper, right back, centre back, defensive mid, centre mid, winger, striker. Okay, so he's going to go in. It looks like he's going to go into who we'd like to see buy. So I'll have a little sip of my Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper, if you listen, I'll take a couple. Not only that, advertising for you. I'll take a couple of coins for that, It is America, capitalism and all that. So let's get into this. Okay. So for the goalkeeper, I go for Leno. Who's Leno? Am I missing something? Leno? I don't know who that is. Maybe autocorrect mucked that up. Maybe you were saying Lloris. I've heard of Lloris a couple of times. I think he's an absolute danger waiting to happen. An absolute bomb scare at times, Lloris, if you were trying to say Lloris. Right back, Klein from Sunderland, or Montoya, or Di Scrigilo. Don't know the last one. Centre back. Who is that? The way that YouTube writes this makes it so hard to read because it doesn't just break down the word to the next line. It breaks it up. So how it is? Okay. Scherlinger, Willian. Yes, we tried to go for Willian before he went to Chelsea, but he would be good. Carvalho, centre midfield Cabaye, striker. Now we got a lot of strikers here. Not sure of that one. Muriel, like Kazate, and Dumbaye. Sorry, I struggle at reading names. I really do. I'm sorry if I've mucked any of that up. But the last two strikers there, yes, I would definitely take them. Willian, Carvalho, yes. Schwerling there, yes. Cabaye, yes. Out of all your suggestions, I would probably take all of them into this team. Get rid of a few dead wood, in my opinion. But yeah, being a very disappointed season, I'd be happy with a top 4 and a cup. To be honest, wouldn't we all? At this point, wouldn't we all? So well done, Chrissy. I'll give that a thumbs up right now. Next comment for my team against the Manx, Manchester. 4-4-2 Diamond. Mignolet, unfortunately. Moreno, Lovren, Sacco if fit. He could be. And he played fucking Enrique while he wasn't fit, so probably see him. Moreno, Shan, Hendo, Gerrard, Coutinho, Sterling, and Balotelli, so if fit. So I'm guessing you would put, for the 4-4-2 Diamond, you would actually have Sterling and Balotelli next to each other, up front. Shan holding Hendo and Coutinho across from each other, and Gerrard in behind. Not a bad team at all. If Balotelli was fit and up for it to play Manchester United, and when he was at City he was, so maybe. Sterling up next to Balotelli. It could work. My doubts for Sterling to play up as a striker against anybody is how lightweight he is and how easily he gets pushed off the ball, but apart from that, he could do well. Here's another one. Chris Kennedy again would like to see us also give a chance to Jerome Sinclair, who can play in the striker position better than Lambert. Also, don't understand why Barini can't get in the squad. So we've already talked about Barini at length. Jerome Sinclair. Ever since I have started this channel, I am watching more and more of the reserves and under-21s. The under-18s getting through in their Champions League group. They actually beat Basel 3-0 in their last game, so they're through to the last 16. But yeah, Jerome Sinclair, I don't see why he can't be added onto the bench, brought on for a couple of minutes at the end, see what he has to do, what he can offer, and all the rest of it. So yeah, great. Proposition, my friend. Let's see. So I had this all lined up. So in the Twitter comments, let's see where we are. Let's get that stupid fucking search bar up. LFC Red Chat. Let's see if there was anything. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. LFC Stevie64 at Fatman64. Fat spelt PHATMAN64. We need Jackson Martinez and Sturridge up front. Top 4, Defo, Briar, walk on. Sorry, you never walk alone, you never walk alone. Yeah, Jackson Martinez would be a great addition to us from Porto. A little bit pricey. I don't know if Liverpool want to spend that much during the window, but yeah, he would definitely be an upgrade. So that's all that was under the hashtag. We also have a couple more in the mentions. This one coming from Baltimore Reds. It's the official Liverpool supporters group of Baltimore. The Rogers out folk should smack themselves with the rolled up newspaper. His inexperience in Europe showed, but he got us there. That's a fair point. Liverpool Room, like I was talking about, liverpoolroom.com. At Liverpool Room, Baltimore was LFC Baltimore. If you're in the Baltimore area, definitely get involved with them. He did, and that in itself deserves time to rectify. But how much time can we afford? Perfect game on Sunday. So that was from Liverpool Room. Baltimore Reds went on to say agreed. there was enough heart and passion in the last 15 to 20 minutes last night for them to point to and build on. Will be a function of squad selection. Conservative will get us pushed about. Love to see them go for the jugular. Definitely fucking go after them. That is the only way to play United, says Liverpool Room. They are just as vulnerable at the back. Yes, they are. Yeah, so that was a lot of good comments there talking about the Man United game. Can definitely go after them if you want to put on a good fast-paced team. Markovic and the team, Coutinho, Sterling, all playing a part at some point. Gerrard in there in the middle to control things. You know, Lucas in there, Henderson somewhere. If you pick the right team against Man United, you could easily beat them. You could, but they look as if they've turned the corner. They're a bit sloppy there against Southampton. I watched the game, but they seem to win games, and that's what you need to do. So Jonathan at Jonathan_LFC7, he said that something needs to change, and then I asked him, what's going to change first, Brendan Rodgers, Ian Aird, or FSG, and he said, and don't know mate, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Chrissy Kennedy of YouTube now fame, at Chrissy Kennedy 9, he said all three, get rid of all three of them. That's a fair point. Cop Duo, if you're not the Cop Duo on YouTube, they are different to what I do. They do a lot of good stuff, so make sure you check them out on YouTube. The Cop Duo, they were talking to me today as well. Let's see. Copology, if you're a Liverpool fan and you don't follow Copology. Oh, Copology is very, very Marmite in his opinions. He talks a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff. He's an interesting one to follow. So, Tom Cox at Tommy Coxville. He was talking to me about the squad picture that I thought we could see against Man United. So I had Mignolet, Manquillo, Skirtle, Colo, Moreno, Lucas just in front, so I'm going 4-1-3-2. Interesting. So Lucas just in front of the back four, protecting them. You could say it was a diamond as well if you wanted to, but whatever. Coutinho on the left, Gerrard in the middle, Markovic on the right, Sterling and Lambert up top. So he was saying to me, swap Lucas with Hendo, then swap positions with Hendo and Gerrard, maybe Lallana for Markovic, and I just said no. I think we've tried that and it doesn't work. Lallana is invisible in games at times. He's had his chance. I think it's his turn for Markovic to have a go. Gerrard can never go back to that defensive midfield role after Lucas was there and showed him how it was done. It just doesn't work. He also said he would prefer Allen in there instead of Lucas. Allen offers you absolutely nothing in a game like Man United, except from passing the ball sideways and back the way, and losing it when he goes forward like he did against Basel. He went on to say that Lucas gives away too many free kicks, but I think that's more cynical, protecting the back four, making a free kick between the back four and the middle of the park is okay. He then went on to say that we can't defend set pieces, but I would hope a direct free kick into the box was something we could do, and I think we've been doing that okay. He also went on to say I wouldn't mind seeing Shan get a game. He was good against Chelsea, and I'm thinking, was that the last time we saw him play? Was against Chelsea? I would love to see him in there. I would love to see him in there somewhere. And this is probably a game that you'll probably see him somewhere, just for fuck knows what reasons. You'll probably get him in there. But I would love to see him and Markovic, as it all went on to say. He said definitely for this weekend. So I thank you very much, Tommy Coxville, at Tommy Coxville, Tommy Cox, for all your comments there. That was great. The last one of the night came from Ross Hard, at Ross Hard. Give Markovic a start to help him get his mind off the red cards and continue his small run of form. I said definitely. Need him in there. I want him in there. I've been calling him for a couple of weeks. If you watch any of my other shows, I would love to see him play. Love to see him play against Man United. So that was it. That is episode 2 of the comment show in the books. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your cup of tea, your cup of coffee. And make sure you check out my Twitter page for the upcoming podcast. There will be more videos in between this one and comment show episode 3 that will get recorded Wednesday night and be available for you Thursday of next week. This video is going up just now, this Thursday, so this is episode 2. Look out for the podcast, look out for the new videos, look out for new articles that's going to be on my Twitter page over the coming weeks, or coming days, sorry. Make sure you thumbs up this video if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Comments down below so you can be added into next week. I'd love to hear from you, love to have some more comments. Make sure you click subscribe. I would love to get to 100 subscribers before Christmas. That would be fantastic. And all of you have a good night, and we'll see you for the preview of Man United that I will be recording tomorrow night. Give you a day and a bit to watch it. Tomorrow night, what's night? Thursday. No, I'll probably leave that to Friday night, seeing it's a Sunday game. So probably Friday night. There'll be content going up tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about something Liverpool, so we can have some comments on that. And I hope you have a good one. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up the video, and comments down below. Make sure you give me those comments down below so you can be part of the next show. See you. Have a good one. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.